And on the 13th take, we actually got a video. Maybe. I think I'm at about take 20, but I've kind of lost count. But anyhow, we're just going to go with it. David here at Scale Models Midwest, enjoying a lemonade on this warm, muggy Saturday afternoon. We've had some storms roll in the area, which is kind of cool. Hoping to get a fire pit later on if we don't get any more storms. But right now, I'm taking about 5-10 minutes to show you my stash. Matt, over at Model Car Videos about a week ago, asked everybody to show us our stashes, how we record, what do we have on our workbench, and what have you. So I thought it'd be kind of cool. One, when I looked at mine, and like I said in my previous video, it just looked like a disaster. It usually does as I'm building kits, and then when I'm done, I clean everything up and then start over again. So what you're going to see tonight is the clean version. Will I ever show you the dirty version? You already see it in my videos. But let me just kind of give you a little tour of what I got here and what I record with. First of all, how do I record my videos? It's low buck or no buck, with the exception of my lighting and my cameras. About 2021 wedding anniversary, my wife got me a GoPro camera that I showed you in the thumbnail. It's, I think, a GoPro Hero 8 or Hero 9 Black, and it had a lot of accessories. She said primarily it's for you to launch your channel. So I used that. Of course, launched my channel in February of last year, and I've been running with it ever since and having a great time. Thanks to every one of you watching the videos, liking and subscribing, commenting, asking for the shop cards. I love it. It's a great community that we have. But anyhow, the GoPro, the stand on it is just an inexpensive tripod from Walmart, and the lighting, I've got a set of Savage filtered lights that I got from Christian Photography in Urbandale, and I was asking about lighting for the YouTube channel. He goes, oh great, I've got just the thing. So he showed me these. I'm gonna bring that around here. These right here are controlled by remote. I have two of them. I have this one, and over here by my paint booth I've got a second one. And I like the fact that they've got filters. I've got a red, I've got a yellow, I've got a blue filter cap to put over the lights. These things are nice and bright, and they work great. And when I do sometimes take pictures and video with backgrounds, over here in the corner I have both a white and black construction paper where I just use that for my background, and I just take the pictures from here. Same thing. So beyond that, we'll just kind of start over here, my paint booth, and I've got all the stuff that I have with that. Down below I have little alligator clips, I've got clamps, turntables, and what have you. I have extra filters that I have off to the side. I probably should be replacing the filter on this soon. Usually I replace the filter about every 10th kit that I build. I don't have this directly vented outside because of where I am at here. Literally, if you look here, this is the corner of one part of our basement. It's not a finished basement yet. We hope to do that this year, but as you can see, it's like an 8-foot by 10-foot section that I have to build kits. But anyhow, going from the paint booth, here I have the old support column. Here I have a book of nothing but decals, mostly Salvino's JR decals, but I've got spares from other kits. And then all my paints, mostly Tamiya. And then I've got my Rust-Oleums around the back. That little Craftsman box has my extra tools for my Dremel, which I have right here next to the computer. And this computer, usually I have either playing music or I watch YouTube videos. This one here, if you notice, is getting ready to watch BG's Model Workshop. His stash ads, can't wait to see what he's got. But then, let's just go on ahead, make our way around here. For starters, some of my builds here on the table. Obviously the most recent one is the Pete Hamilton number 9. Right behind that Joe Ruggiello's Sudden Death 2 Mustang 2 that I did. I've got shop cards that when I have people emailing me, I send that to them. And I've actually got about 4 or 5 requests to send out cards Monday. This stack right up against the corner behind the construction paper are all the kits that I built in the past 2 or 3 years. I keep the boxes, sometimes the extra parts in the box. If I run out of room, I will carefully wrap up the kit and put them in the box and then store them on a shelf somewhere. Right here is my first stash. This is my Salvino's Tower of Power. I have about 50 Salvino JR kits. The most recent ones have been these right here. Right there in the corner, I've got Jimmy Johnson's Carvana 84, and I got 3 Eric Jones number 43 Camaros. I got my Martin Truex Jr. Camry, and I've got the 75th anniversary Camaro. And then, of course, since those just came in the mail, Salvino's always kind of send us a ton of extra decal sheets. I've got 3 different decal sheets in each package, and I've got 4 packages. So yeah, it's kind of cool. And of course, I have the wonderful Salvino's JR stickers celebrating 5 years. I've been a member of them for probably 4 of them. So really excited that, you know, we got these, and I can't wait to eventually build more of these kits as we go along. Over here on this part of the table, obviously you can see I've got a number 99 Ron Keselowski Charger. That's the one that I took with me along with some other kits, hang out with Daniel Burgess and his friends and Atumwa. That's that I won the Club Choice little trophy for that. And I'm a big Charger fan. So you see right there, I've got a little die cast of the Dodge Charger as well. Just above that, I have a signed Richard Petty number 43, 84 Pontiac Grand Prix. And then just above that, my first attempt at making a 2-tone car out of the Buick Riviera using AMG tires. It's one of my favorite kits of all time, even though it is very basic. It's one of my favorites. Here, just a regular little 3-drawer container. I have in here tubes, pipettes. I have some extra parts. I kind of keep some other things in there, like right there, there's that Pro Stock chassis that I was using to kind of test stuff. I keep my skizzers in there. I've got another shelf of some extra tools, some weathering powders, as well as some suspension parts for the Salvino JR cars with the truck arm suspension. And of course, I've also got a bunch of fuzzy, was it Ken's Fuzzy Fur or whatever, for flocking. Moving along now. This part of the bench. Sorry there, just kind of steadying the camera. This is a spare parts tray. Sometimes I have extra parts that I've put in here from each of the kits that I built over the past year or so. Like, for example, that 57 Ford, they're the extra parts from that. But I figured I would use them. It's better to have them on hand than to have it in the box, because I can just pull it out of the tray and use it, as opposed to digging through the box. But over here in this drawer, I've got some tire and rim packages. I've got some American Sadco rubber tires, and some more tires and rims from Iceman. Some of these, which I've got planned for a project, include these really cool looking Kragers, and I hope to use that here shortly. And of course, I've got pin vise. I've got little drill bits down there, dental picks, and I've got extra parts down here, parts by Parks, quite a few of them, and pre-wire distributor. Moving along, of course, the actual workbench itself, as you've seen in every video. And sometimes, if I'm just kind of putzing around and, you know, just kind of bored, I'll move the stuff off. And of course, you see back here, one of my favorite cars of all time is I love the Pro Stock Thunderbirds that came out from a Revell Monogram. And every time I try to find one, even built, they're asking crazy money. But when Hot Wheels started coming out with these last year, with the Matt and Debbie Hay 88 Pro Stock T-Bird. I snagged a number of those. I've got them in white. And this one, when they kind of, it's a re-release, if I remember correctly, I had to get a few of these as well. I got them sitting up in my office on display in a car display, if you will, car display case. But in addition to building model kits and collecting them, I collect Hot Wheels. Right now I've got about 5,000. So they're not really on display yet. Someday I'll have to show you that. You'll probably see that as I go around looking at my stash. But let's go on ahead and show you the extra table that I've got after I go over to this part. So you can see here, this is where I keep my paints. Move my drink out of the way. I've got, yet again, more parts, tools. When I finally build a tool chest, I'm going to paint those out. Here, I have more tools, you know, brushes, what have you. This is where I keep pretty much everything as far as my modeling tools are concerned. You know, snippers, sanding pads. I've got a collection of Q-tips. I've also got some of these small ones, and I've got these are primarily used for when I'm doing decal application, and I've got a couple packs of those right up in here, along with extra evergreen sheets, sanding pads, washi tape. The washi tape that I got from Target. Pretty inexpensive, $5 for a package, different designs and what have you, but it's great because you can use that for masking, peels up, no problem. I've got my styrene cement, the Plastruck, and I also have some super glue, my panel line accent, my extra thin cement, my zip kick. I got some sanding pads when I go and kind of lightly sand model kits after I've painted them. And then of course up here I have my all-clad, which I've never used. I've got some Mr. Color thinner, got Mark Fit, Mod Podge. HBI guys is right, when you buy that bottle of Mod Podge, it will last forever. I use that for putting the glass in the interiors of cars, putting glass in the grills, and of course I also do that to kind of lighten up the ones that are already pre-built into it. Works great, and he's right, it lasts forever. I also do have some clear window cement there, Tamiya white putty, polishing compound, and then of course right here, the wall of fame. Once we have the room set up, I'm going to actually put this up on the wall. Right now it's just kind of right behind everything, and these are the shop cards I've got from you. So many colorful ones from right there, Hobby Do 007, there's Time Machine Scale Models, there's Blue Streak, Don's Garage, Hobby Barn. The very first one I got, right there, Got Fuel's Model Car Garage. Got that one from Brian, and then right below that, the second one I got was from Jason over at Blue Ox Models. Every single one of these guys' videos I love watching. I can't wait to have this room finished so I can actually put this up on the wall and display it properly. I've got another one of these pegboard walls, if you will, corkboard walls, and as I get the room finished and have that on display, I need to get more shop cards. So I keep telling myself I've got a list of ones that I need to go and email and request shop cards that right now is sitting at about 20. So maybe this weekend I'll finally get into doing that. But let me go on ahead and roll over here real quick. This is where I keep the box of the kits that I'm working on right now. Of course, I've got the parts here for the Cobra Fastback and some of the parts from the 88 Ford Taurus in this box that I'm using to build that. And underneath, for the Mustang 60 group build challenge, that is the first one I'm building, the 67 AMT Mustang Fastback. I have yet to decide if I'm going to use the stock rolling stock or if I'm going to put a set of aftermarket tires and rims on it. If you remember, I was showing you that one with the Kragers. I'm thinking I might want to build that as a day 2 car. So let me go on ahead and make my way over here to my stash number 1. So What you see here, this is kind of like the table that I have for extra kits, overflow, and on deck stuff. This 1/12 scale Corvette, I think I've shown that to y'all before in a previous video. This is one that I'm actually going to start on hopefully next weekend, July 4th weekend. It's been staring at me, it's been taunting me, and I ended up getting a micro sander right here and extra sanding pads. I'm going to use that to try and sand some of this down. Got some ideas for this one. I actually have two kits that I'm going to combine and make one, but I also kind of thought, if you ever remember the movie King of the Mountain with Harry Hamlin and Dennis Hopper, I'm thinking I could make this particular body, if I can't sand it well, into Dennis Hopper's ride. But I have another body down here, much better condition, just has a crack along the top. I'll fix that and I'll probably use that to build it box stock. Right here is my on deck. After I have the Mustang and the Torino built, the next ones online are going to be the Denny Hamlin FedEx Toyota, that Lotus that I bought over at the hobby shop that's got the pre-painted, well, not pre-painted, that has a really nicely painted body, and then underneath, finally, my Big Tony, well, Chelsea's Big Tony, she wants me to build it with her. Over here I've got some of those Walmart kits that I got when they went on discount. There's that California Sunshine truck that I bought up at the hobby shop. The Corvette that I won over in Ottumwa, which I'd like to build this year, but it's kind of cool. Cal Drag Combo, I got that one from Walmart, and of course the Toyota Supra. That one I'd like to build someday. I just think it's a sharp car. And there's one in Des Moines that really looks sharp, a little bit lowered. It's just a sharp car, I think. One of my favorite vets of all time, the Streaker vets right there. I'm gonna probably build that one. But there's that 60 Chevy that I'm gonna use the Iceman chassis for and build that one up. That Nova Resto mod. Every time I look at that one, I keep thinking of Lil John Botera's Novet from back in the mid 80s and thinking about doing that right. And I finally, last week, bought that Olds 442. I love the Olds 442. I have on my main stash shelf the convertible version of the Cutlass, and this one just looks sharp. I think when I build this one, it'll be box stock right down to the color. Got a couple items that I have over here. This little tray here, I have kits in it. Some of them I've actually shown before, but I just don't have any room on the shelf to display them. I got a couple of non-car models that I'm also working on. There's a couple of Cale Sanderson bobbleheads I need to fix, and a TARDIS. Oh no, sorry, this isn't the TARDIS. This is one of the Daleks for our Christmas tree that I have to fix. And then of course we have a wedding snow globe that my wife and I've had ever since we got married. I gotta fix a couple little things that chipped off of that. Okay, over here, of course, I got a Kenny Schrader number 36 M&M's car. I built that for my wife because she loves M&M's, and she replaced that at her office with another model that I built for her, so this one's back down here. And of course, like I said, I collect Hot Wheels, so I've got cases of them. I've got treasure hunts and super treasure hunts in this display right here. I'll move it out of the way, just kind of see what I do. So you can see here, I have treasure hunts and supers, some special collections. This is just a small part of that. Up until last year, I managed to get at least a treasure hunt or super treasure hunt. This year I've yet to find a super treasure hunt. I did get a treasure hunt, so I've got a 24-year streak alive with treasure hunts, but the supers, the ones with the rubber tires and special paint, last year was it. Okay, so now here, these bottom two shelves are nothing but Hot Wheels, except I have over here, I got that when they first came out. That's the Galaxy trailer. It's the triple axle, and I wanted to put that together for longest time. Haven't done it yet. I don't think they make that one anymore. I think they make just the tandem axle, but I've got it. Someday I'll build it. Got a couple of promos, the 66 Fairlane GTA and 93 Camaro. I sold a bunch of my promos at garage sales a few years back, but I just couldn't get rid of that one. It's a black 66 GTA. I like it. Got a 70 Corvette, and my wife worked for a company that did directional line boring, so she gave me one of these for a birthday gift one year. It's pretty sweet. Again, more Hot Wheels. This is just a smattering of the stuff, Hot Wheels wise. I've also got them in all these cases, my martial arts belts, you know, but again, I'm going to show you the kits. This one, it's a John Andretti Dodge Intrepid Pro Finish. Got Grumpy's Vega, got that from Walmart on discount. And then I got that one, I like it. Then, of course, somewhere around here, I found these as I was cleaning up. Comic books. I collected comic books for a while, mostly of World War II stuff. Sergeant Rock, Haunted Tank, oh yeah, some good stuff. Over here, I have the infamous Polar Lights Torino Talladega. This is the one that I hear people complain about a lot because you have to actually heat that front end to get the fenders to push down a bit to where it looks right. And they're right. I've also got another infamous AMT Dodge Dart. I've put one of those together before. They are very ill-fitting, and yet, if you're patient, you know, it'll build up into a decent kit. Another one of the Cal Drag combos. And then, kind of like, this is more of the organized shelf or two that I have left in my stash. First of all, I got my Corvette Summer from Iceman, the curbside, and I cannot wait to build this someday. But these shelves are too deep, usually with kits. I got some Volt TE37 rims. As you see here, I have, these are too deep. I have mostly Mustangs. I have a Speedwagon right there. Got another 90 LX 5 liter. Underneath that, I've got a, I'd like to say, if I remember correctly, it's a Celine. Nope, another LX 5 liter. But I've got a 56 Chevy Del Rey. I like that kit so much, I bought 2 or 3 of them. And already I've got one on the table. I'll build the other ones eventually. Boss 302. LX 5 liter. There's a Celine, a Cobra, Ford Mustang. There's my Foose FD100 pickup. I like that one. I had to buy some extras. There's the 72 Hertz Olds Cutlass 442. Someday I'll build that. And then, of course, there's the 85 442, which I also thought was a pretty sweet kit, so I had to get that. Okay. And, of course, Dodge Dart Hemi, Baja Broncos, Model A Coupe, another Ford FD. This Firestone truck I got again from Hobby Lobby. This one here is what I took the 460 engine out of to build the Sudden Death Mustang. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I've got an idea. Go look at something from Iceman, but I'll still build it as a 4x4. 68 Chevy Chevelle. I like that kit. I've already built it. Another Hemi. And then back here I got another one of the Pro Street Novas. And over here, I have some garage pieces. I got a really cool, I think this is Revell, I think, Dodge Charger. And then I like my GTRs. This one, underneath it, that's one of my kits that I'll probably never build. There was a guy at the garage sale a number of years back that saw this one, and he was like, I'll give you $5 for it. This is the original Corvette Grand Sport from Accurate Miniatures. So there's no way I'm going to sell it for $5. But anyhow, I got that. Pretty sharp. And then up top, I've got some of my overstock kits and my big kits. First of all, the Razor Crest up top. And down below, I've got another Hersolds cutlass. I do love my cutlasses. I got the Ford GT4. I've got a large scale Shelby. And at the hobby store in town, I know they've got a detail kit for that one, so I'm thinking I'll buy it. There were the two Ashima kits that I bought last year, the Fairlady Z, and again another GTR, which one of those two you'd like me to build, just leave in the comments below. Ultimately, this is my oldest kit. That's Hasegawa Omron Porsche 962C. I almost sold this at a garage sale for $50, but I held back because I go, you know, I really like the color, I like the shape, and I think I made the right call on not selling it. It's my oldest kit in my stash. Will I build it? Probably not. And then I have an original Hot Wheels display case with some stuff that I'll show you someday. I've got some original Hot Wheels from the very first year in that case. And the last one I have here, I've built this kit a couple of times before, and this one I don't think I'll ever build either. But Hobby Lobby, when they had a sale, this one first came out as a reissue. They had it for 40% off, and I'm not going to pass it up. It was the only kit there, so I grabbed it, opened it up to make sure nothing was wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it, and I bought it and promptly put it up on the shelf. If I were to build it, I would probably build it like that, but I would paint it red, and I would find some way to put louvers on it and also weather it and put some primer on the fenders. And if you remember Gray Baskerville from Hot Rod Magazine, that's how I'd build that car, just like his, one of the most influential rods of all time. And I've got magazines for it for inspiration. And in fact, that's the last thing I'll show you before I let you go. You have to have inspiration, and sometimes you have inspiration from other people like BG's Model Workshop, Got Fuels, HPI guys. But down here I have a small selection of magazines. I've got upstairs more, but I have some of the more recent ones down here, one of which is this one, the Charger clone that's built on top of a Toyota, if I remember correctly, NASCAR chassis, which is kind of like what I was going with for the Street Machine, but that's what I used for the inspiration to build that. But really, that's it. That's all I've got for you, at least for today. I'm going to take this upstairs and edit it down a few minutes. Hopefully I didn't bore you, but hopefully you liked what you see. This is my workbench. This is where I build cool kits, and I'd like to see, if you haven't put out your video yet of what your bench looks like, well, do it. Put it up online, show it for everybody. If you don't have a channel and you'd like to show everybody what your workbench looks like, send me a picture and I'll post it. With that, hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Take care of yourself, and we will see you in the next video.